My cousin's son, I don't know what that makes him to me, second cousin, I don't know. He's looking at a few KTM Dukes for himself. Just got his motorcycle license. Now, I absolutely hate, and I despise the term beginner motorcycle or starter motorcycle or first bike. I hate that. It is so condescending and so pig-headed. It's so typical of the more is better attitude of North America. Guess what? You can die on any size motorcycle, okay? A beginner bike is not going to save your life any more than something that's got 1200 cc's. So shut up about it. Just shut up about it. Yeah, but he suggested, what should I get for my first bike? Well, you should look at the KTM Duke 390 because it is a very fun motorcycle and you will find it very easy to maneuver and it is safe to operate. And best of all, you will have to, what am I trying to say? You won't be ass buggered on the insurance for it because it is under 400 cc's. Yo, buddy, get off your phone. Yeah. Oh, was that a Husqvarna 401? Did the hairs on my neck just stand up? That's a bike I want. I mean, I love the Duke. I'm going to keep this one until it's done. But let me tell you, Husqvarna put out this motorcycle called the 401. I'm going to throw up a photo of it right now. Bing! Look at that. Sexy. Come on. That is sexy. Yeah. Hey, where are you going there, buddy? Hey? Yeah. That is one sexy motorcycle. So, yeah, he's going to look at a few right now. He's never shopped for a motorcycle, so I gave him a few pointers and some things to clarify what it's like to buy a motorcycle, what to look for. Shall we? Make sure that you see no signs of it being dropped or crashed. Make sure all the stock parts are on it. And if they're not on it, make sure they come with it. Ask for any service records that the owner might have. Also, ask if the owner is the original owner, or the second owner, or the third, or the fourth, or the fifth. I would stop at third. I am the second owner of this bike. Avoid heavily modified motorcycles. Yeah, unless you're into wrenching and all that sort of stuff, and you have an abnormal trust of human beings, avoid. I hate it. Now, swapping out the factory mirrors for something cool, that's good, that's cool. But when you see exhaust pipes being modified and body work and tail tuck kits, I don't know, those are kind of harmless, but when they're changing the factory signal lights, the indicators and the headlights and that, I don't know, man. I hate those no-see-em signal lights, indicators, because they suck. They don't work. And there's a reason why the original ones on motorcycles are so freaking huge. It's so you can warn people what you intend to do. And exhaust modifications, you might say, they're okay. This motorcycle came with 2 exhausts, factory exhausts. One with no baffles, one with baffles. So the thing with no baffles is it sounds really nice and loud and cool. Now, depending on the size of the bike and the type of the bike, it can sound cool or obnoxious, like all those cruiser assholes out there being assholes. So when you do a exhaust modification on a motorcycle, you should do something called remapping the fuel. So basically there's computers that control the flow and mixture of gas dependent on the exhaust and other things. Well, a lot of people don't do that. They'll just get an exhaust, they'll get a circle cutter out, and they'll cut out all the baffles so it sounds cool. And what happens is you really screw up the horsepower. You might get less, you might get too much, and the fuel mixture might be too lean or fat, if that's the opposite of that term. So you'll get bad fuel consumption, you'll get burning. So that's why I kind of scratch my head if I see people who have done exhaust modifications, and the first thing I ask is, did you remap the fuel? And if they look at you blankly, like, what are you talking about? Well, there's your answer. What else? Yes, make sure nothing's been dumped or broken off, and if it has, see how well the repair's been. And yeah, service records, those are important. Another thing people don't realize when you're buying a motorcycle, the year of the motorcycle is not as influential as when buying a car, because motorcycles really don't change too much from year to year. They don't. Hi everybody! They don't. So what matters most is mileage. Mileage and price. That's what matters the most. And a lot of people don't know that. Oh yeah, you are the man. The way you flew around that traffic circle. Can you tell I'm a sarcastic little bastard? That's what I should have named my channel. Sarcastic little bastard. So yeah, what else could I tell you? Check the tire wear. You're gonna need new rubber. You're looking at about $400 for front and rears, and you really should replace them at the same time. How's the chain slack? How is the rear sprocket? Is it all worn out? Is the chain really loose? Yeah, and good luck test driving motorcycles. A lot of people are not keen on that. Now, I've bought and sold about 10 motorcycles in the last 12 years. I don't mind if dude gonna go out, take my bike for a test drive, but you dump it, you own it. So what I do is I take a photo of their driver's license, front and back, and I take a photo of their visa, front and back, and then they can do that. Now, if they're uncomfortable with me having that information, well, then you're not taking my motorcycle out for a rip. Sorry. Them's the rules. There have been cases where people have had their bikes ripped off from potential buyers. The people know how to ride a motorcycle really well, and they'll get dropped off or show up, you know, to look at it, and you don't see a vehicle. You're wondering how they got there, and they're wearing gear. That might be a red flag. Any of the bikes I've sold, the person is driven up with a partner, and the vehicle has stayed with me as the person test drove the bike. But yeah, there's been cases where people have watched some perfect stranger with stolen ID or whatever just take off with the bike. Goodbye, thank you. Free bike. So be careful. If you get a bad vibe by a potential buyer or seller, listen to your instincts, your first instincts, and walk away from the event. Ooh, oh, look at all these guys in their adventure motorcycles. KTM in last place. The sweeper. What else can I tell you about how to buy, what to look for? That's about it, really. A lot of the same concepts apply when buying a used vehicle. Just be careful. And be extra careful because motorcycles are dangerous. And if there's anything wrong with that thing and there's a failure, you could potentially die. You could go down in traffic. It's an unfamiliar bike. The control pressures are unfamiliar. You could go down in traffic and have your head run over. So be careful. It'd be terrible to die on the first day you bought a motorcycle. What else? That's it. Really, that is it. And if you're getting into motorcycling, I've said it a million times, spend money on a very good helmet. You don't have to spend $1,000, but at least spend $300 to $400. Gloves, a thick actual motorcycle jacket. Don't be a squid riding around in your muscle shirt showing your fat McDonald arms off just because they have tattoos. And boots, high boots that protect your ankles. Oh, yeah, what are you doing there, sweetie?